I'm doing a low-tech video. I'm taking I'm taking video of pictures, and then I'll take some pictures of pictures. So the title of this is "Next Time You Break Your Back, Don't Stand Up." This is my truck. Uh, when I when I crashed my truck, the roads were slippery. It was a really bad road, and I just drove into the ditch. I fell out of the truck, and I don't know what happened to the truck. It rolled into some trees, but obviously, if I would have been buckled in, I don't know what would have happened. It's the cab is pretty squished, and there was trees going through the window, like right into the cab. So wouldn't have been good. There's another angle from this side, doesn't look quite as bad, but you can see the headrest there. Well, they didn't really have headrests back. That's just it came up to about your neck, and that's 1990 or 91 Ford. Didn't have very many miles on it. It's pretty new. There's that's me there, and that's my friend Daryl before my accident. Now the reason I'm showing these is just because what happened was when the truck went sideways on the road, instinctively when you grow up snowmobiling and riding motorbikes, when you come to a drop off, you hit the throttle or the gas to lift up the front end. Well, I did that. Well, that truck had a 302. All it did is spin the tires and maybe drive it into the ditch a little bit faster. The reason I did that, I knew the ditches were steep, straight up and down. There were really no ditches. If it would have been a slope ditch, I would have just drove in and wouldn't have been too much of a problem. Here I am again. My cousin, professional photographer, came with us and took some pictures. And you can see me and Daryl had radios so we could talk to each other. That was kind of cool. And never really got hurt bad snowmobiling. I broke my collarbone a couple times, I think, and got some pretty good bruises, but nothing too serious. So back to this. When I woke up or whatever after rolling, it was really cold. I could move my legs. I could feel everything. So I thought, well, and it's kind of the first thing you do. Can you feel any tingling? And I don't know. I was banged up pretty good. My arm was broken, some ribs, and I think my clavicle again. I didn't know that I had 3 vertebrae that were kind of crushed or broken. So I stood up. I tried standing up. When I did this weird back bend thing, and like my back bent the wrong way backwards, and I hit the ground, and then I started noticing losing feeling and stuff. Laid there for 2 hours before finally a guy came. The farmer is next to the farm. I tried crawling without using your legs. It's really hard. Anyways, the farmer was moving his combine in. I remember yelling and calling for the guy. I knew the neighbor pretty good, and he saw me, and then I think he gave me his jacket or something. I wasn't wearing a jacket. I was sick actually too, and he went and called the ambulance, and the Coots Fire and Rescue came out. They're really, really good. Mark Stanford, he's still the fire chief, and he found my brake right away, and they called, made sure the doctors were in Milk River. I was in Milk River. They x-rayed me and did whatever. I had hyperthermia too because it was cold, and I was there for 2 hours. Anyways, Stars ambulance was new, or the Stars helicopter, and I got to take my first ride in a helicopter up to Calgary. I remember it being loud. I think it was bigger than this one. Well, yeah, this is a model. That is a little bigger than that one. But I think proportionately, it seemed like it was longer. I don't know. So then I went to the foothills, and I'm going to show my back. This is after, well, this is 10 years after the surgery. But what happened was these vertebrae, this one was kind of crushed in that one, and they were overlapping. And so they had to pull, and the spinal cord was in there. Before I went into surgery, I could feel my my left leg, about down to my knee. And then after the surgery, after the fusion, so they didn't quite get it fused straight, so that started scoliosis. And this is 91? I mean, not 91 was my accident. This is 05. It's a lot worse now. They can't really do anything about it. But at this time it was 40 something degrees, 48 degrees now. It's over 60, and so that's one reason I get sore back a lot. Here you can see where the fusion. So these are fused. Because they're fused crooked, it's pretty hard. They say it'd be pretty hard. What they would do is they might re-break that, which sounds really nasty, and then I would be fused from up here, like T4, all the way to my pelvis. I would not be able to bend sideways. When I would bend, it would just be my hips, and then a little bit up there. So they don't think it would improve my life. I would have a lot of hardware. However, my back is sore pretty much all the time. And then I do get a lot of spasms. But if it's going to make my life worse, there's no sense in going through that. So anyways, that's a little history on why next time you break your back, don't stand up. For all you guys that break your back every now and then. Okay, I'm gonna cut it here, and then I'm gonna do one on some of my lifts and what I did for a living, what I still do for a living.